Hare Krishna. So we are live, Prabhuji. And I think this is the second time that you are coming on Throwback Thursday, if I remember correctly. Like 2, 3 years ago.
Yes, looks like,
Uh,
yes.
yes, Prabhuji. So we are very fortunate that we are receiving your association again, Prabhuji.
Thank you for having me again here.
Mm. No, it's our fortune, Prabhuji, that we can have some senior God brother with us who can, tell about the glories of Guru Maharaj. And as a topic, you have taken for today, joy of serving Guru Maharaj. And as Vyas Puja is also approaching, so everyone of us
Yeah,
are very enthusiastic, you know. So I'll give you a brief introduction, Prabhuji, for those who are attending, and then you can take over, Prabhuji.
okay.
So, Hare Krishna. We welcome you all for today's Throwback Thursday program organized by Iskcon Seshadripuram. And today with us we have His Grace Sita Rama Lakshmana Prabhuji. And so just to give a brief background about Prabhuji. So Prabhuji was born and brought up in Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh. And Prabhuji got connected to Krishna consciousness in 1990s when Prabhuji was in Australia. And immediately next year, Prabhuji moved to ashram in 1991 and received first initiation. And the next year, Prabhuji received his Brahman initiation. Our great fortune that we have such a senior devotee, such senior God brother with us today. And throughout, his tenure, Prabhuji was involved in multiple services. Like Prabhuji was involved in congregation preaching, book distribution, fundraising, and Prabhuji was also vice president and co-president of Iskcon Adelaide. And currently, Prabhuji is a co-president of Iskcon Perth, and Prabhuji is a committee member of Iskcon Adelaide. So we welcome Prabhuji by chanting one time Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare.
Ram, Hare Ram.
Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Okay. Without this. All right. Thank you, Akshay Gautam Prabhu, and also Rati Mataji, for inviting me for this wonderful program, which you've been doing it. And I saw this is 219th program, which you've been very meticulously conducting, which is very nice. First of all, am I clear and audible to all of you?
For me, yes, Prabhuji.
Okay.
That would also can confirm it.
Okay,
Yes,
good.
yes, Prabhuji.
Good. Thank you. Okay, and this is a wonderful program, and you are very meticulously organizing this, inviting different devotees to speak about our beloved Guru Maharaj. And as Akshay Gautam Prabhu mentioned, this is my second time coming to this program. I'm very lucky and fortunate to come again. Of course, the main purpose of this program is to glorify our beloved Guru Maharaj and to share the association we all had with him. So, and Mataji contacted me actually a few months ago, and then I said, okay, I'm happy to do it. And so she asked me for a date, and I just took the date as today is date 19, and also then I realized today is also the Ugadi also. I think that's very interesting too. It's the beginning of the Telugu New Year, and also Kannada New Year also today.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, and so actually of course, like I've been away, so I would have lost touch. But yeah, very nice I have to glorify Guru Maharaj on this special day. So, and that's why Maharaj asked me, what is the title topic I want to speak. Then I thought for a minute, then I said, well, what else could be there in apart from serving Guru Maharaj, the joy of serving Guru Maharaj. So I thought, okay, I just said that on top of my head, and that is happened to be the topic for today's discussion. And yes, to serve the spiritual master is very wonderful, and also to serve a great exalted devotee like Guru Maharaj. And as Prabhu mentioned, actually, I met Guru Maharaj first time here in Australia. Of course, like as Prabhu said, I started my Krishna consciousness in Australia only. And somehow I had to come all the way to Australia to know about Krishna consciousness. And by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So after coming to Australia, then somehow Mahaprabhu, mercy, I came in contact with some devotees, and then I started going to temple in Melbourne, and then started associating with the devotees. And soon, very quickly, then within about 6 months or so, then Guru Maharaj came to Melbourne, and I met him that time. It was the first time I met him. I heard a little bit, not much though. But sorry, is it clear? Oh, someone is talking. Okay. So, and then my first meeting with Guru Maharaj was
Hare Krishna.
I think Prabhuji is disconnected.
Okay. We'll wait for Prabhuji to rejoin. Let's see if any message from Prabhuji. Yes or no? Okay, so meanwhile Prabhuji joins. So like as all of you know, Guru Maharaj Vyaj Puja is approaching. It's coming very soon. So this time, so if you want, as you all know, like these programs are being hosted, are being conducted by Iskcon Seshadripuram, like the JSSS of Iskcon Seshadripuram. So if you'd like, you can also contribute for Vyas Puja celebration at Iskcon Seshadripuram. So I'll share with you the details. Like after the this session is over, I'll share the details in group as well, and I can quickly share the link as well, which I just received from our temple president, His Grace Anukul Keshav Prabhuji. And after the meeting, I'll share with you the details in group as well. And once you whatever you want, you can donate, like big, small, anything, any amount. And once you do, please share a screenshot with me so that I can also share with the temple president and like okay. So still waiting. Hare Krishna Prabhuji. During this year Vyaspuja celebration, where Guru Maharaj will be at my location. I don't know, Haripriya Mataji, where Guru Maharaj will be. As of now, as I can see, Guru Maharaj is in, I think, Durgapur, some different city. If I remember correctly, I think it was Durgapur. Yeah. Prabhuji is back, so we'll continue the session with Prabhuji.
Sorry for that, Prabhu. Some of my internet dropped off here, and so I had to connect it in a different way. Okay, and yeah, talking about Guru Maharaj's visit. Then first we had my first darshan with Guru Maharaj about 11 o'clock, past 11, I believe. And then as soon as I saw him, then I asked him, "Can I take shelter of you?" Then he asked my temple president, like, "Can you take shelter?" Then my temple president was that time is His Grace Anirudh Prabhu. And then of course, like Anirudh Prabhu has been watching me, has been coming to temple. I was living outside that time, and then he have been coming to temple and regularly and chanting. Then he said, "Yeah, I guess so." Because I've already been chanting 16 for the last 6 months or so. Then then he said, "Okay." The Guru Maharaj said, "Okay, you can chant my pranam mantra and keep serving and as I was helping with the book distribution and all. You can keep doing that and all." Because I was living outside. So that was my first interaction with Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj's mood and compassion was amazing. Of course, you all know also, I'm sure you must have heard many times too. And of course, those days, it's like, there was, I don't know how many of you seen him before the accident, before the stroke. And he was energetic. Of course, even now, he's very energetic also. Of course, he was that time, he was traveling and around the globe 3 times. So, and he used to come to Australia at least once, sometimes twice also. And he would travel, and he sometimes like at one time, Guru Maharaj actually like he gave class in 3 different cities in one day. He gave morning class, and then he went to another town, another city. He gave the noon class over there. Then he went to another city, and then he gave the evening class. So that was the mood and energy Guru Maharaj had. And of course, even now also, but definitely those days, Guru Maharaj used to, after the class, then he would spend time with the devotees, would flock around him, and then they would devotees talk to him and all. And one time in Melbourne Temple, there was this Bhakta, his name is Bhakta Brian. And he was been coming when he's like Australian Western body would come. But no, we were there actually. We knew like he was, but annoying, like he wasn't that serious and all. But one day, Guru Maharaj, after the class, then he would, that was already and that 10 o'clock. Then him naturally, like he got attracted to Guru Maharaj. He would talk, and Guru Maharaj would give him so much time. He would talking to him, and we were all really uh, concerned, and in one sense, like getting annoyed too that actually this fellow and this bhakta is devotee is taking so much time of Guru Maharaj because it's getting late. Guru Maharaj would take it like evening prasad. First those days he would take some puffed rice and the sweet, the muddy balls and some fruits and some hot milk with turmeric. He would take that. So it was getting late for that, But Guru Maharaj would spend so much time because he wanted to give his mercy and by talking to him, because no one else would talk to him. They would say hello and all, but they won't spend much time with him. So, and Guru Maharaj also wanted to fan the spark of his Krishna consciousness, and so he would spend so much time with him there. So that is a kind of compassion and mood of Guru Maharaj, which is very educational for us to learn. And quite often, actually, we, of course, again speaking about me, I mean, we take things lightly and take them granted, and we only concern about ourselves. But whereas here the person is a busy person, and but still he would give so much time and talk to this devotee so that at least he can progress in his Krishna consciousness. And then so I had that because whenever he would come, whenever he would come to the temple, and it was like like a festival, like so many devotees would come, so many programs, and then we would go for a morning walk with him. There are certain places, in Melbourne, where Guru Maharaj used to go for a walk. As a park, and also the temple in Melbourne is quite near to the beach. Like, so we would go along the beach there, and that was his program. Like every day, he would ask what is his schedule when he comes schedule, and we had to give him the schedule, and I mean like this program, or this meeting with devotees, and this class. Then he would ask, where is my morning walk? He would make sure like he would go for a morning walk after the breakfast. So when, of course, naturally when he goes, like devotees will go with him also. And so those exchanges are very sweet also. So he would go, and during the walk session, like he would talk, and then he would wish the people when he would go on the walk. Then, of course, in Australia, people say good day. Then Guru Maharaj say good day. Then he would tell us, So by saying good day, like he's remembering Gadadhar Pandit. So that was his every action. Like he would remember Panchasattva and Mahaprabhu there. and of course, like he would, whenever he comes, irrespective of whatever time he lands there, and he would come and give a Bhagavatam class. Of course, like, when he comes, his servants who are traveling, there some like in I've seen few devotees traveling at that time to with Guru Maharaj, like Marichi Prabhu and Sevaswara Prabhu and Akonte Prabhu used to come. But when they come, they were naturally, they had jet lag, travel, come late. But whereas Guru Maharaj would get up in the morning and come and attend the give the Bhagavatam class. Not only that, like he would come and attend the Mangalarati also. Would come attend Mangalarati, and sometimes like he would doing the Arati also the deities. He would never miss that. And then in those days, he would also bring the Namastakam. The Goswami is the 8 slokas of the holy name. And then he would read one sloka, and then he would help, he would hear the devotees chanting, whether they're pronouncing the words properly or not. So he would, like, there was one room there, the theater there in Melbourne Temple. Like, there, because that's a bit bigger. So the devotees would, sit there around in Matajis also. And then Guru Maharaj would go to every person and hear their chanting. And then he would give the feedback what mantra they're missing there, and then he was very kind. Of course, like the Prabhus, like he would come close and then hear their chanting. Okay, when Guru Maharaj comes, he would stand up, they chant the japa, then he would hear, and then he would tell us, you're missing Hare, or you're missing Krishna, whatever words. And also for the Matajis, he would roll a paper, like a pipe, because he being a sannyasi, he wouldn't go personal. So he would put that pipe and hear them chant, and then he would correct them. Like that, he would not actually discriminate in that sense, and he would want to help everyone, both Prabhus and Matajis. So that was fun actually, like, having that association with him like that. And of course, like every day, of course, even now also, some of you may know, and Guru Maharaj takes rest. And by the time he takes rest, it is very late. Of course, now because of health situations, and devotees are actually requesting him to take rest early and all. Even then, sometimes I see it gets late for him. But those days, what to speak of those days, every day, he would go to take rest, not before, 12 o'clock. That was 12, 1 o'clock also. And he would work. And when he was working, of course, he put his alarm clock. And then the alarm clock, and he would bring one big alarm clock with him, and it was so loud. But next day morning, Guru Maharaj, of course, was so tired, that actually his body cannot get up. He can't get up, and then some of the servants actually were there. We go and turn the alarm clock off. Then of course, after that, Guru Maharaj wakes up, and then he gets upset. He's like, "Why did you turn off my alarm clock? I wanted to go for Mangalarati. Why did you turn off my alarm clock?" But we say, Guru Maharaj, you were so tired. The alarm was ringing, we didn't get up, but still you would say like, don't turn the alarm clock on. And sometimes as in actually came he would work on his computer. When the computer came, Guru Maharaj would carry his computer, and then he would carry the batteries. Those days at least to have a big batteries, he had to carry that because he would work in the flight, by sending emails and all. Then the battery runs off. Then he had to put another battery, and then he would carry 2 batteries with him. And all. So while he was working on the computer, and the devotees who were there with him, getting worried, getting late. So he would tell Guru Maharaj, it's 11 o'clock, please take rest. Then he would look at us. Then again he would start working again. And then we say, Guru Maharaj, 11:30, please take rest now. Then again he would say, yeah, few more, I got to send the emails now. And he would work like that. Then after that, then once actually he told me, don't tell me how much, what is the time now. You tell me how many more hours is there for Mangalarati. So after that, actually, we changed our request to the Maharaj. We would say, Guru Maharaj, it's only 5 hours for Mangalarati. It's only 4 hours for Mangalarati. Like that. So, and then of course, then we would put him to rest, massage his feet, and then once you take rest, then okay, we go and take rest, and then come back in the morning. Done. And those days, he would take some drink in the morning, which is lemon and honey. So I being a new devotees, I really didn't know like what is the combination of this lemon and honey. So I used to squeeze some lemon and put some honey and like one day would say, "Oh, the lemon is too strong," or another day with the honey, too much honey, like that. So like that, so many mistakes, but Rama was very merciful, and he would still take it and encourage us to serve him like that. And he would attend because as some of you heard, Guru Maharaj's separate festival is Radha. Of course, all the festivals though, but Radha. And when he was fit, he would attend Radha in all the continents. So like that, he would go from one Radha to Australia. Those days, actually, we used to have a Radha. There used to be festival actually in New Govardhan Farm, and the northern New South Wales. There's a farming community there, and there there's a festival. And normally the year end, at the end of the year, they have a festival because it's summertime here in Australia, and many people they come to the beach. So devotees used to have Radha there on the beach, and one day, one time we had a Radha there. After Radha, then the cart was actually left there. So the deities were brought under the stage, under the shore there, where there's a program happening. And in the meantime, there was a big tide came, and so but all the people actually there on the beach who were in their bathing suits, they all have to come and help us build the cart. So Guru Maharaj actually he was telling that possibility some other class actually wherever he went. And Guru Maharaj also, like, he would make a point that wherever he goes the ocean, he would go and bathe in the ocean there. It was his pastime too, go and bathe. That's why the servant bag, now we got to pack is the sun cream and the bathing gear also, you know. So do that. The pastime too. Um, and uh, and also when we speak about the Radha Yatra, many years ago, there's a place called Byron Bay, that's in Queensland, close to the farm there. So for some time, the organizers, normally Byron Bay is a place actually close, very popular spot, tourist spot, and people go there, you know, for New Year's Eve, very popular. And uh, because, you know, as people get drunk and New Year's Eve, you know, always there used to be some fights there, you know, on the drunken side. So the council thought, actually, you know, so they got to reduce this violence there. So what they did, you know, they organized a festival there. So, and as a part of the festival, so they invited the devotees to come and do the Radha Yatra there. Nighttime Radha Yatra, that was the only time, I think, we only place I believe we had nighttime Radha Yatra. So the Radha Yatra would start around 10 o'clock, 10 or 11 o'clock, you know, night, and the cart, the whole cart is decorated, is lit up, the lights generator. Then we'd go for kirtan to the midnight, you know, and Guru Maharaj loved it, you know, Guru Maharaj loved it, we used to go for that, and. So, and we did like that. And of course, like, you know, of course, people in that drunken state, you know, like, you know, so they don't know what they were doing. They would come, you know, they want to hug, they want to hug and all, embrace Guru Maharaj, you know. So that's why some devotees have to make a circle of protection, you know, if people won't come, you know, it's a Guru Maharaj. So we used to have the Radha Yatra, and Guru Maharaj allowed it, you know. And then from after the Radha Yatra, to come back to the farm, it's almost in about 40 minutes or so drive, you know, would come to the farm, they would take rest. And then next day, that was first, then he would travel. He would travel to the Perth, yeah, travel. So, and then you got to get up in the morning, 4 o'clock. But luckily, there was a time difference there between, I mean, like in Australia, we have this, what do you call this, daylight saving. So some states, they follow that, some states they don't. So the airport was in a place called Kurangata, Gold Coast Airport. So that comes under Queensland. Yeah. And whereas the farm was in New South Wales. It's only about only 45 minutes drive. So so like Queensland, they don't have daylight saving, so then they're an hour behind, so would get 1 hour extra. So would come actually from the airport, from the farm, the airport, and and then see him off there, the next destination. So sorry, so that was scheduled like that. Then he would go to another town, and they can their speech in there, So, and one time back in 99, yeah, Guru Maharaj came to, for that time it came, was before I was in Melbourne, and in 99 I came to Perth, yeah, and I think maybe 2000, I mean, in 2000, and those days actually we used to, devotees here, they used to organize a retreat in a place called Camp Logbrook. That was about almost about 2 hours drive from the city. And the Guru Maharaj liked it actually there, to go there and the camp there, and Guru Maharaj would give class there and all. When give initiation, give initiation also there, because giving initiation is a special pastime of Guru Maharaj, and he would give initiations many places. So there at the camp, Guru, there's a big dam there, and there was a rainforest over there. And Guru Maharaj used to love going for a walk over there. And so we went for a walk there, and we went right inside into the forest there. And we didn't know which direction, because of course those days they were not, the phones were not developed. We didn't have GPS, so we were almost lost. Didn't know, but so devotees were all, a group of devotees, not all of them. Some few of them, maybe 10, 15 devotees were there. I think were there. I was also part of that. Were there, and then everybody was surprised, and shocked, because we were in the middle of the forest. We don't know how to get back to our place. So, but we just followed Guru Maharaj, and Guru Maharaj, he had the vision, and then we just followed him, and then he directed us, and then safely we came back. He came back to our camping place then. So then we understood that it doesn't matter wherever we are, we simply follow Guru Maharaj and in his footsteps, then we'll be safe. We'll get to the destination. So that was and then he enjoyed that, because Guru Maharaj is always a festival man. He loves festivals. Would go and come there. And of course, like while serving Guru Maharaj, we made so many mistakes, but he was very kind and very merciful. He learned. Once when he came to Perth, of course, that time Guru Maharaj's diet was no sugar and very little salt, and very little ghee, like that. So that was his diet, and so the devotees actually prepared, and some semis, some boiled vegetables, and served him. Then Guru Maharaj said, in fact, I was serving him. Then he said, "What is all this? I'm not sick. I'm not sick. Why are you serving all this?" Yeah, I have a special diet with less salt. I said less salt, but I never said no salt. And I didn't say all the boiled vegetables and all. And then we learned from the next day again to try to prepare the way which was using to him and all. So like the next, we made so many mistakes, but he was very merciful, and somehow allowed us to serve other places too. And and also, Guru Maharaj is very merciful. He would actually of course, maybe nowadays there's many devotees there, so it's very difficult to get Guru Maharaj eminence. But those days were fortunate. Guru Maharaj would, of course, devotees would prepare few items, and then he would taste every item, and then he would leave so much maha the devotees to take too. It was very merciful, and then of course we used to take other maha there, and like once, because I'm going from here and there, so once I had the good fortune of traveling with him. Then we went to Muscat, Middle East, yeah, Bangladesh, and I was in yeah, but that was before coming to Perth. Like I was in Mayapur, and I was there for his Vasapuja in '99, yeah, and then and for that time I think I took a break from Australia. Then I came to India. I was spending some time. Then I came to Mayapur for Vasapuja. After Vasapuja, I was there. And then after normally after Vasapuja, Guru Maharaj would travel places. And then I was asking Maharaj Prabhu, like, who is traveling with Guru Maharaj? Who is going with him? And then he looked at me and said, you, me? Really? Sure. Because that was my desire also, like I wanted to travel with Guru Maharaj too. And then he said, yes. And then, okay, I got ready and then I traveled. Then we went to a few places in India. Then we went to, first Hyderabad. There were a few issues that time. Then, then from Hyderabad, then we came to Bangalore. But I think that was the last time I came to Bangalore, 1899. I haven't been to Bangalore after that. I'd like to come again sometime, to see all of you too, to meet. Yeah. Okay, he's asking the Zoom link. Okay. Sorry for that. Yeah. So then we came to Bangalore. Of course, there was of course, few um, things going on that time. That was so. But and I don't know if you say, and yeah. And Guru Maharaj was very merciful. Like he went to the temple, Rajajanagar, because the temple got opened, and then we went there. Of course, the other devotees were telling, not to go there, but Guru Maharaj said, no, how can I not go? Because I saw the deities, I want to go. Of course, the leaders said, only he can come, no one else should go there and all. And I was just serving him there. And but I think there was they built one room over there, wanted to go there. But they said that room only he can go, no one else. They won't even allow me to go. So I was staying in another place. And so, but Gumara went and stayed there. So then, yeah, we came to Bangalore. And then from there, we went to Mumbai. From Mumbai, we went to Mathura Desh. Then, yeah, in Mathura Desh. And then the Vijay Venugopal Prabhu and Prem Mataji, they were there at that time. And in their house, we had Guru Maharaj was there. And so many devotees were coming and serving him. And they would prepare so many items. And Guru Maharaj would taste each and every item, then leave the remnants, and go and thank all the devotees. The same, like he would do that also, like in Melbourne, when the devotees, when they would on the Matajis, when they cook, he would. Yeah, so yeah, it's also very interesting to serve Guru Maharaj and see and how he interacts with the different devotees too. And whenever Guru Maharaj would come um, to our temple, Melbourne temple, then he would not take prasad alone. He would make sure the temple president is there with him, and also the Kurma Prabhu, you might know him. He was there with him also. plus some other senior devotees were there also with him. Uh, of course, even night time also, if it is evening prasad, if it is late, then he would take alone. Otherwise, definitely breakfast and lunch, and he would always make sure actually we invite all the proper disciple, also senior devotees, are there with him to take prasad. And that's one time, actually, I heard him joking that when he goes to Los Angeles Temple in America, in US, and the temple president, Swasa Prabhu, he would say that, oh, whenever Jayapataka Maharaj comes, then he would get some nice prasad like that. So the word is good. And then after the prasad, and the very interesting, like and um, after the prasad, I don't know if there are any some senior devotees that they would know. After the prasad, Guru Maharaj take ginger juice, raw ginger juice. Ginger juice. You have to squeeze the juice, ginger, and then make some juice. But it's very strong. Very strong. He would take that. He said that's good for digestion. But whereas other devotees, they won't try. It's too strong. But Guru Maharaj would make sure he would take it. And so, and also, in those days, you would take this apple drink, called appetizer. We get in Australia. There's like a sparkling apple juice. And of course, in the beginning, I didn't know how to put it, but Guru Maharaj showed me, like, when you hold the glass in a slanted position, then pour it slowly through the wall, and that way the gas won't go away. Otherwise, the gas will go away, and then you lose the essence of the drink there. So, like that, and and because like few times actually I also seen you know in Mayapur, those days, like he would come, and whenever he was there in Mayapur, he would again he would do arati to to Radha Madhav, and because Radha Madhav Pujari, forgot the name the Prabhu, like he would do arati. I think when you go there, you see he's the one who does Radha Madhav arati. He won't give it anybody else. But only Guru Maharaj would go and do the arati there. And quite often actually I saw him, doing Nashing Arati and Nashing Dev Arati. Sometimes it's like, and the Swami Maharaj would also go. And it was interesting sometimes, both Guru Maharaj and Swami Maharaj, they share one article each, like that. So that was very interesting. Then of course after that he would sit and chant japa in front of Pansat were there. And then he would for those in the beginning actually we had the small deities, we would chant, and the deities were open till 6 o'clock. So after that, they close the curtains so they can be dressed. And so after that, Guru Maharaj, he would take, they would bring him the neem paste, he would take the neem paste, and then he would offer to the other senior other devotees, but they won't take it, because it's too bitter. But Guru Maharaj would love it, you take the thing. And of course, that you get the remnants of that too. Then you would go for a walk to the Goshala and to different places and have the Guru Puja there, and so that was very special pastime also, and Guru Maharaj would go and is Guru Puja there. When sometime used to be in the Sulabh kitchen, like that, and the devotees would line up, and then he would make would distribute prasadam to all the devotees who had come there. Like that. So, and of course, it's already, I don't know, 11:21 here, when 9:21, so you're there. So, first, there are many pastimes. In fact, that actually we should write these pastimes, and there will be a great source of inspiration for all the future generations to come. And like maybe I'll quickly just touch on one pastime. Like you would, uh, of course, even now as Guru Maharaj is in Badrak, who is going on safari, I like that. For those days, actually before the stroke, he would travel, he would go on a safari. But after the Gaur Purnima, till the Vyasa Puja, 3 weeks, would go to different places. And one time, like I was there at the safari. We went to a few places, and the Kannada Sala, then to Bihar, and then we went to Nepal. Yeah, we went to Nepal. That was in 99, 1998, I think. Yeah, 98. Yes, yeah. Before the Bangalore temple opening. So we went to Nepal, and of course there's so much to say about that trip, but time is short now. I quickly just say one point there. Like we went there because the temple, the opening of the temple, and the installation of the deities, Radha Govinda Hari. Um, I haven't been after that. I'd like to go again one day. So then the temple opening, the session of the deities, the whole, of course, you all know, the whole process actually there, the installation, Qibla there, the whole day, and then after the deity installation, and there was initiation ceremony again, and so from the morning till evening, where Guru Maharaj is so busy all this, and when a group of devotees, like but 100 also, 60, but 80, 70 to 80, I think, only there on that trip there. So, and Guru Maharaj, he was busy morning, and then after the initiation, then the Jagya, this initiation. After Jagya, then he had meetings with the local managers there, and he didn't take prasadam. So, but devotees have to move. They got to go to next place, Patna. And that time actually Mahavishnu Maharaj was there. Prabhu was also there, and so after the ceremony, then the next place is Patna, and so other Maharajas actually they left. They flew from there, but Guru Maharaj, he didn't want to fly. He wanted to go with the devotees. He wanted to travel in the bus, because when we came also, we came in the bus only. That was another trip. We came in the bus, but so, and there was one big bus which is a deluxe bus, and because it was getting late, and Guru Maharaj said, okay, the big bus can go, so the devotees will go, and so we sent the big bus. And then by the time Guru Maharaj finished with all the meetings, and then finally took prasadam, like at 5:30, like that. Then we left Kathmandu. Then we had to travel the whole night. And but guess what? In what sort of a bus we had to travel? It was one of those Nepalese buses. I don't know if those buses still there. Maybe that was maybe 25 years ago. There were small buses, and uh, 30 or 40 seater, 30 seater buses or something like that. And so we were traveling, only about 15 or so, 15 or above were there. And Guru Maharaj had traveled in that bus there. Mm. And because as Guru Maharaj was so tired, and then naturally, he wanted to rest. Mm. Then he wanted to rest, and um, then in that bus, the back seat was a bit long seat there. Otherwise, in the middle, we got the two and one, something like that. And so he was resting on the bus there, on that last seat. But guess what? Because that being a small bus, and there were so many um, um, speed breakers were there too. And because that being a small bus, whenever you go on the speed bus, actually the bus would go up and come. But I can never forget. Guru Maharaj was traveling in that bus there. And then finally, the whole night actually we traveled like that, and we came to the border in the early morning. Raise that. So because Guru Maharaj wanted to be with the devotees and then travel in the like that, he could have flown from Kathmandu to Patna, but no, he wanted to be the devotees, always like that, always so caring. So that way, it was always pleasure and very joyful in serving Guru Maharaj and being with him. Just by being with him, we learn so many things. And it is very joyful because in serving Guru Maharaj, it was never really because any stressful in serving him. But of course, we got to be careful, in serving the spiritual master, because we can become familiar also. So that's what we got to be careful. But as long as we have that our revelation and that respect, then we can be safe. So, but somehow, even though done so many mistakes, so many offenses, but somehow still Brahma is very merciful and allowed me and still allowing me to serve him. So, probably like what time I should stop? I think almost time up now, I guess, right?
Yes, Prabhuji.
So yeah, maybe if we have any quick questions or comments, can we take some questions or comments?
Yes, Prabhuji. You can take. I think it will be
Yeah.
very late for you also. What time is it at your place now?
But it's okay. I know I'm prepared for that. It's
Okay.
11:30 for me. It's 11:30 because we are 2.5 hours ahead.
Yes, Prabhuji.
No problem. I prepared. Of course, tomorrow I got a busy day, but I come prepared for it. No problem. Because as I said, to Mataji, it's always, very blissful to glorify Guru Maharaj. By hearing and by remembering him, I get purified. So always special. No problem.
Very good. Very good. So, if anybody has any question, you can please raise your hand and ask Prabhuji.
Most of the devotees are from Bangalore.
No, Prabhuji. Initially it started with Bangalore, but now we have devotees from all over. From multiple countries also devotees have joined.
Oh, nice. Okay, good.
This will go live. This is already live on YouTube, so many devotees, they watch it afterwards. Like because for some it is
Okay.
too late, so
I
they
know.
watch
Yeah.
later, like that. Okay, I think there is no such question from anyone. I just have one question, Prabhu, because you are practicing Krishna consciousness for so long, and you took initiation, very fast. Just after getting connected to Krishna consciousness. So, like I got connected to Krishna consciousness in 2010, Prabhuji.
Mm-hmm.
and I got initiated in 2015. So I just wanted to know, like, although, like, we are serving Guru Maharaj, and like, I am currently, staying in Ghaziabad. I am not based in Bangalore anymore. I am currently based
Oh, okay.
Ghaziabad, and then I am doing some services. I have two kids now, so
Good.
among all these situations, like, how do we keep the same enthusiasm of serving the uh, Guru Maharaj? Like, like you give many examples, like Guru Maharaj, he was always wanted to be with the devotees. Wherever he's going, he's talking with senior devotees, discussing different issues that are there, and like, he's always very enthusiastic for Mangala Aarti. So sometimes I have seen, like, because I am now in this moment for 15 years, sometimes I feel like, okay, I know things, I know stuff. So how do I really handle that? Just want to.
Good question. No, same. Yeah, and we can see. Yeah, you're asking me if I understand correctly. You're asking me, how do we keep up that enthusiasm? Am I right? Yeah,
Yes, Prabhuji,
yeah,
like, because I'm also married, I have
yeah.
a family, and so how.
Good, nice. No, in fact, you're taking responsibility, which is very nice, and you're helping and bringing up children and the family to Krishna consciousness, which is very glorious. Of course, some of us, we are avoiding it, and we escaping it, but you're taking responsibility, which is very nice, and still connecting and helping. So when it comes to enthusiasm, we can see. Um, uh, and how enthusiastic Guru Maharaj is, because he is so enthusiastic, in serving Srila Prabhupada and in fulfilling his mission, and that's what recently also I'm sure you all must have seen, in his app, Guru Maharaj saying, like, he's always been thinking, like, how to expand this Krishna conscious movement, and he wants to do as many things as possible, before he leaves. So, of course, we want him to stay for a long time too. But so while he is here, he wants to organize so many things, he wants to establish so many things. So you can see another point also that he never is wasting a single moment. Always, when you see, sometimes you see on his app, like, I can't even keep up actually. So many notifications comes, like, he's done this one, I was reading it yesterday, this morning, I think, when he was coming to Badrak, he was in the airport and the flight got delayed, and then he read some emails, and then he dictated some replies to that, and then Gilbert received him there and like that. So like that, he was so enthusiastic. So by being with him, that's very contagious. Like, we also develop some enthusiasm. Of course, like, on our own, we become slack. But the more we read about him, the more we hear about him, then we can also be. You can see, like, Guru Maharaj in this situation, he is so dedicated, he is so enthusiastic. Then how much now? At least, of course, many of you are saying, like, we are getting old, but while all the faculties are functioning in our body, like, how much enthusiastic we should be, how much seriously we should take this process. So we should, when we have that mood, then naturally, like, we can also be enthusiastic. And Kumar always says, how much enthusiasm Srila Prabhupada had. The Prabhupada, Kumar always says that story, like, Kumar was, he was paralyzed, neck down, but he was still speaking. And the same thing, it's like, you can say, like, how, in his present situation, how he is traveling and preaching and then continuing. In fact, Kumar still want to travel. In fact, he wants to come to Australia whenever he sees me. Like, no, I want to come to Australia. And last time, in fact, when I was thinking, when is a good time to come? When is not? It's not cold to cold and all. So, and of course, it's not easy. But again, my servants, they have a hard time. And of course, but now I think soon, I think is coming to Malaysia. In April, there's some program there next month, and I'm hoping to see him again there. So like that, he's always enthusiastic, and and wants to do as much as possible. So by looking at that and by hearing about that, and we can also develop some enthusiasm, attraction. That's what I think. I was good. Thanks for reminding. That's what I'm wanted to pray to all of you and to Guru Maharaj. Guru Maharaj is so enthusiastic, so we can also have a fraction of the enthusiasm which he has, so that way our life can also be successful.
Thank you, Prabhuji. I think I got my answer what I was looking for. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for enlightening me, and please also bless me that I can also follow you whatever you told me right now.
Thank you. Okay.
So I think no question from any other devotee. So I think we can.
Right. Okay. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for giving
Thank
us
you,
the
Prabhu. Thanks for.
association
It's
and all
nice
those.
seeing you again.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Okay, I'll keep in touch. Okay.
Yes. And all
Thank you,
those.
Mataji. Thanks for organizing this. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak about Guru Maharaj. Very blissful and very pleasurable to do that. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So
Hare
on behalf of
Krishna.
Iskcon Seshadripuram and all the assembled devotees, would like to thank Prabhuji by chanting one time Hare Krishna Maha Mantra.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Yasya kripa sindhubhya cha patidanam pavnebhyo vaishnavibhyo
Namo
Hare
Namah.
Krishna, Pranam. Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for your association.
Thank you.
So much.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Oh, yeah. Hare Krishna.
Mm-hmm.